Water pollution is the contamination of water sources by substances, which makes the water unusable for drinking, cooking, cleaning, swimming, and other activities. Pollutants include chemicals, trash, bacteria, and parasites. All forms of pollution eventually make their way to water. The causes of water pollution: industrial waste. Industries in industrial sites across the world are a major contributor to water pollution. Marine dumping, sewage and wastewater, oil leaks and spill, agriculture, global warming, radioactive waste. So what is the effect of pollution of water? It causes typhoid, cholera, hepatitis, and various other diseases. Destruction of ecosystem. Ecosystems are extremely dynamic and respond to even small changes in the environment. Water pollution can cause an entire ecosystem to collapse if left unchecked. Contaminated water can harbor bacteria such as those responsible for diarrhea, cholera, dysentery, typhoid, hepatitis A, and polio. According to the UN, every year approximately 297,000 children under 5 die from diseases linked to poor sanitation, poor hygiene, or unsafe drinking water.
Water pollution reduction and control in the Philippines. In order to reduce and control the pollution about the water in our country, our government makes laws and projects so that our water can be taken care of properly, and this is called Clean Water Act. What is the Clean Water Act? The Philippines Clean Water Act of 2004, Republic Act number 9275, is aimed to protect the country water bodies from pollution from land-based sources, from industry, commercial establishment, agriculture, and community household activities. It provides for a comprehensive and integrated strategy to prevent and minimize pollution through a multi-sectoral and participatory approach involving all the stakeholders. Our government makes so much project to protect our country from water pollution, and some project name of Septage Management Project, Septage Treatment Facility or STFS, including upgrading and rehabilitation works, purchase of vacuum trucks, dislodging trucks, purchase of mobile dewatering trucks, biosolid processing facility including upgrading to Class A fertilizer, upgrading and rehabilitation of existing STF, domestic wastewater system, sewage network including expansion and rehabilitation, sewage treatment plant STP including upgrading and rehabilitation network, low-cost community sewage project and STP, water recovery and recycling project from STP, communal and public sanitary toilet facility. And this is the project that our government made to prevent water pollution in our country.
The Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004, Republic Act number 9275, aims to protect the country's water body from pollution from land-based source, industry, and commercial establishment, agriculture, and community household and activity. What is the purpose of Republic Act 39131? Republic Act of number 3931, creating the National Water and Air Pollution Control Commission. The act of declare as a national policy to maintain reasonable standard of purity for the waters and of this country, with their utilization for domestic agriculture, industrial, and other legitimate purpose. When was Republic Act 9275 approved? March 22, 2004, 9275 tilted an act providing for a comprehensive water quality management and for another purpose. also known as the Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004 CWA, was signed by former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on March 22, 2004. What is RA 9003 all about? RA 9003 declared the policy of the state in adopting a systematic, comprehensive, and ecological solid waste management program that ensures the protection of public health and the environment and the proper segregation, collection, transport, storage, treatment, and disposal of solid waste through the formulation.
Thank you, Mr. Sorbano and Mr. Magpantay, for that knowledge. As they discuss the legislations and movements to avoid or to reduce water pollution globally, now, let's give you some information about laws and movements regarding on protecting the bodies of water within our country.
As our country is made up of islands, different water formations can be seen in our country. That is why protecting our environment, specifically speaking, the body of water, is important, wherein there are laws to protect and movements that helps to reduce water pollution. Let's proceed. According to Richard Natalie, a former senator of Australia and a former leader of Australian Greens, we have environmental laws for a reason. That is to protect endangered biodiversity. Being said, there are laws that being implemented to protect our biodiversity because it will also affect us if we do not save our environment from harm that we human also make. This act aims to protect the country's water bodies from pollution from land-based sources like industries, commercial establishments, agriculture, and community or household activities. It also provides for reducing and control of pollution from land-based sources that lays down to the water quality standards and regulations. This act is amended by the following. Here are some policies and laws related to water quality management in our country. Okay, what is the role of LGU in this law? So, this is where the local movements take place. The LGU is responsible on making plans and other measures like what activities should they made to continue or make this law happen. They can also be prepared for some relocation for those affected of the situation whenever. It oblige or required the Bureau to make and implement policies and strengthen partnerships with stakeholders to improve water quality in all parts of the country. It encourages pollution prevention and waste minimization at source and provides for the use of economic incentives and public disclosure to ensure compliance. The program aims to improve water quality of priority rivers and other critical water bodies, including lakes and bays, through continuous massive cleanup, monitoring of industries, and rehabilitation of stiros or rivers through partnership agreements such the pictures being shown. Through this, helping of the community and some stakeholders or partnership to the company is present where those people are near in the said bodies of water. In order to reduce water pollution, much better to avoid it. We should be responsible as a citizen of the country and as a human living on the earth. Let us help each other. That would be all. Thank you.
What are the efforts made by the Philippine government to prevent water pollution? So, Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004 or the Republic Act number 9275 aims to protect the country's water bodies from pollution from land-based sources, such as industry, and commercial establishments, agriculture, and community household activity. But is this really enough? Water conservation efforts in the Philippines by many local and international companies have protected the water supplies for future use. Coca-Cola has pledged nearly 1.4 million for a 5-year project with the World Wildlife Fund to protect the capital's drinking water source. The IPO watershed, the Cement Manufacturers Association of the Philippines and industry have heavily used water, has started inactivities to capture and utilize rainwater for many products need. The Philippines is a developing country that is also undergoing rapid urbanization and industrialization. Out of more than 100 million Filipinos, 9 million rarely is on unsafe water supplies. In fact, water pollution in the Philippines and the lack of proper sewage kills 55 people every day. So Katrina Irene Ibora, part of the UNICEF's Water Sanitation and Hygiene Program in the Philippines, notes that the access to inadequate sanitation facilities is a problem for more than 30 million Filipinos. So a portion of the population is forced to spend considerable time, effort, and energy to produce water. Families without sanitary toilets often face the embarrassment of venturing outside to relieve themselves. Some sort to asking their neighbors to utilize their sanitary toilet facilities. Water is often equated with life itself, but for an archipelagic region in Southeast Asia, sandwiched between the Philippine Sea and the South China Sea, water pollution in the Philippines has caused the precious resources to be anything but life's sustenance. According to a report released by the Asian Development Bank, heavy inorganic pollutants have made water increasingly threat to life.
Good day to you everyone, and my name is Vince Lapo, and I'm here to discuss what are the advices or recommendations is given regarding to water pollution. First is, when washing clothes or dishes, use a little detergent and less bleach as possible. Use only soaps with detergents that more on calcium. Reduce the usage of fertilizers. Don't use any pesticides and herbicides. Also, the sanitary waste water or the storm sewer system should not be used to dispose these chemicals, motor oil, or other automotive fluids in our river, lakes, seas, and etc.